Oh, hi there, I didn't see you. Welcome to another edition of GuyQ Live. We're broadcasting this time not from AskMen headquarters, but a prestigious club Atwater, where it's a gentleman's club, by the way. A very prestigious gentleman's club. That's why I'm wearing my sweatshirt rolled up like this over my shoulders, because that is the style. It's a little bit goth, and that's okay, because frankly, I'm a little bit goth. I'm here to get as fit as fuck. I'm going to ask Dr. Patrick Owen to help me do that. I want more muscle, I want less body fat, and I want to do that inside of, let's say, 6 months. But we're going to tell you what it really takes to get super fit. If you guys are with me, please come along. Here it is. Actually, I just want to get a shot of this. Come over here this way really quick. This is how old this building is. It was built in the 20s, if I'm not mistaken. This is just a really cool plaque commemorating soldiers we lost in World War II. This building is old. There's a lot of history here. Very interesting. Come along. But our focus today is not history, but future. We want to get forward and think forward and get as fit as humanly possible. And the man who's going to help us with that is Dr. Patrick Owen. I can probably take these off now, I think. If you don't know what GuyQ Live is, it's a Q&A forum where you can ask any question your heart desires. Doesn't matter if it's health, fitness, fashion, dating, all that stuff. We answer those questions and we do it live like we are right now. Oh, here he is.
Oh.
Hi.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, good for...
I did not expect to see you.
I know, it's a bit of a surprise. Let's go ahead
Let's take the scenic route and let's go to that gym.
We're going this way. I need you to make this human shape better. I need you to lessen the body fat and increase the muscle mass.
A change in body composition.
A change in body composition. So we're going to find out what it takes to get as fit as possible. Let's get to the gym so we can really dig in here. Guys, get your questions ready, get your ideas ready, get your thoughts ready. We're going to cover what it takes for me to get fit, and I'm sure you'll learn about how to get fit on your own end. That's the real question we're going to answer here today. So let's jump up there.
Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to cover really the biometrics, and we're going to actually do a personalized meal plan for you. Well, not live on GuyQ, but really look at your stats and see what we have to work with.
We're going to break it down. I mean, we're actually not going to spend that much time in the gym. First, we're going to spend some time thinking about what we need to do. Is that correct?
We got to think what we got to do. We really got to cover our bases first, and we'll just skip over it because these kind of consultations take about an hour, 90 minutes to get through to really get to know your life, your situation.
Right.
Because body composition is way more than just nutrition.
Right.
You got sleep, stress management.
Okay.
And of course, exercise, physical activity.
Exercise. But it almost seems like the physical exercise, I mean, we all kind of know what to do to get fit, but I feel like there's a lot more to it. Oh, heads up, guys. There's a lot more to it. Cheers, brothers. To like get really, really fit as you really, like, the thing is, it's a mind game.
It's totally in the mind.
Everybody would be fit if they had the presence of mind to sort of like just show up at the gym. If it was easy, everyone would just be super fit. But I feel like people get bogged down, they get discouraged. It's a lot easier to reach for a cheeseburger. Right. If you're dealing with stuff like stress and time constraints and managing kids, mental health issues like depression and anxiety, all that stuff.
All that stuff has a lot of issues on your health.
Right.
And so when you're looking at body composition, we're looking at increased muscle mass and decreased body fat.
Right.
Simple. But it's so much more than nutrition. Like I said, first at the base of the pyramid is sleep and stress management. After that is nutrition. And at the top of the iceberg is your exercise. Now, physical activity is important in terms of increasing your mental acuity and all these things.
Yeah.
But for your transformation, exercise is going to be more important than that.
Okay.
However, it is possible that the exercise stresses you out even more, and then we're doing more damage than good.
Right.
So the first things first, we're going to talk about sleep and stress very quickly.
Yeah.
How's your sleep?
I sleep really well.
What time do you usually go to bed at?
It depends. It changes all the time. It really changes all the time, but I typically get 7 to 8 hours by and large.
What time do you usually go to bed at?
Again,
give me a range.
It fluctuates. Anywhere between, sometimes I'll get home and I'll conk out on the sofa at like 7, wake up at, midnight, and then do some work for, 2 hours, and then go back to bed for another 4 or 5 hours until, it's morning. You know what I mean? Like, it really does vary a lot. But I typically do need to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
Okay, so it's not the quantity. He can tell me he can sleep 10 hours. But what I'm hearing right now is disturbed sleeping patterns.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I want you to regulate your sleeping pattern.
I've heard that word before.
A dysregular sleeping pattern.
Yeah.
I want you to go to bed at the same hour, more or less, on a routine basis, including weekends, and it has to be before midnight.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the circadian rhythm has to be,
including weekends?
try as hard as you can.
Really?
I know it's going to be tough in the summer, but the thing is that we need to regulate your circadian rhythm in order to get you into like a lesser stress, more restful state.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Because you can eat really, really clean, you can exercise really, really hard, but if your cortisol is high, you are never going to get rid of that belly fat.
Really?
And your main goal is to get rid of that abdominal fat.
I want this tire, this donut. It's like a snake ate a donut. That's really what it is. It's sort of like imagine like an otter, but like who just had like a large turkey or pasta meal for like every day.
It's like the Michelin man who shaved his entire head except for that lip.
That's right.
I got you. I got you. Here's the problem. You can hit the gym and eat really, really, really clean, and you're going to be buff from the chest up, from the hips down, but around the midsection, there's nothing you can do about it unless you eat well and you manage your stress and you sleep well.
Wow.
So we
Surgery? No.
Let's go the old fashioned.
It sounds like it's hard work. sounds like you're telling me it's going to be hard work, but we got to get our mind right? You're going to give me the tools to do this?
It might be hard at first. Okay. You're just taking up new habits.
Yeah.
But you're never going to skip meals. You're never going to starve.
Yeah.
You're going to sleep better. You're going to have more energy.
Okay.
You're going to be drinking a lot more water.
Okay, I like water.
But first, we have to personalize a meal plan because meal plans are not cookie cutter. Everyone is different. Everyone has different heights, talls, genetics. And so when you're looking at a personalized training program, sleeping program, and meal plan, it really, really is important to figure out what's best for you and your goals given your specific genetics and body type.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to do today.
I have one question for you. Seeing as this is a gentleman's club, do you like that I rolled my sweatshirt over my blackout?
It's very 1980s preppy. I like
but it's like goth preppy.
Yeah, there's no like.
It's a little bit like Hogwarts.
It's your own take on.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Hogwarts, but like Slytherin prep. That's kind of my Slytherin prep, my call sign. Let's go through what we need to go through. Let's find out what we need to find out. So what do I need to know to get as fit as possible? I have a big birthday coming up. I'm not going to tell you what that birthday is. You guys can keep guessing.
I know what his age is.
He knows what it is.
I know what his age is, so I need that to calculate.
I like to keep you guys guessing. Keep guessing. Let me know what you think my age
the rest.
is. Do I turn 60 in 6 months? Do I turn 50 in 6 months? What age? I know what it is. This is real. I am 6'1". And
we're going to measure that. We're going to measure percent body fat, body mass index.
Yeah.
And these little sites, so I'm going to do skinfold calipers, and these are the ones that I'm going to use in order to...
Subscapular, suprailiac.
Yeah.
All this important stuff.
Really?
All this important stuff.
Waist circumference, waist-hip ratio, mid-upper arm muscle circumference. That's not a very familiar term, but I think it's super, super interesting.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. And after that, we're basically going to talk about your energy metabolism and how much protein, fat, and carbs you need every day to get into that fat loss mode.
So this is real, and this is like the homework you have to do.
This is how I do it.
This is how you do it.
For every client. So what you're about to witness is what a nutritionist might ask.
Right.
All these things. And this is how they calculate a personalized meal plan.
Okay.
If they don't do personalized meal plan, they'll just give you any old diet.
Yeah.
The food guide, whatever.
Fair enough. If you're just joining us, it's GuyQ Live. We're going to find out what it takes to get as fit as fuck. Pardon my French, but that's what we're talking about today. GuyQ Live, you don't know where to find it, go to www.askmen/answers, and you can ask any question you want, and we will tell you. Also, if you want to get a notification every time we go live, as we are right now, click on the live subscribe feed right in your window right now. But let's turn back to Dr. Patrick Owen. Please tell me what I need to do to get fit, or do you have to measure something on me? Where do we jump in? Where do we start?
The motivation, right? So monitoring your progress is extremely important.
Okay.
You're motivated now. You're going to be motivated for the next couple of weeks.
When you told me I had to go to bed at the same time I demotivated like entirely. Like I went from 100 to like 53%.
But here's like one thing at a time. One thing at a time.
Right.
The first thing, I got to eat this, I got to eat this, I got to exercise, I got to exercise. You can prioritize. I need to get good sleep.
Yeah.
Like solid sleep.
Solid sleep.
I need to not wake up and go back to bed. I need to
8 hours or 7 hours?
That depends on you. I'm okay with 6 to 8 hours.
Okay.
But as long as it's nice, deep, and high quality.
Can I do a 2-hour nap and then a 6-hour sleep?
Just sleep at night, man.
I like to sleep at night, but sometimes I can't always.
If you want to nap, go nap. I just want you to feel refreshed.
What if a very attractive woman wants to stay up late with me to talk about politics?
Yeah, well, that's okay then.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right, fair enough.
All right, so we got sleep. We're going to get stress management. Very, very important as well. So if you got something crazy going on in your life, this might not be the time to go through a body transformation.
Right.
Body transformation is in itself a highly stressful process, especially during the first week or two.
Okay.
You're changing your diet, you're changing your habits, you're changing your and you can't do it all at once and hope for the amazing benefits in less than a month.
Right.
This is a slow and steady progress. You're going to tackle one thing at a time. In your case, I suggest sleep.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. So we're going to go
exactly
long game. It's a long game.
Exactly.
Yeah, long play.
So the first thing I want to know from a client is not only their sleeping and stress habits, but what do you have for breakfast?
It depends. It switches. I often have a smoothie. I'll do like a banana, strawberry, blueberry, some milk, some peanut butter in there, unsweetened, spirulina, protein powder. I'll toss in some flax seeds, a little vanilla to add a little vanilla punch, and that is pretty satisfying. It's like there's a lot of stuff in there, so it's pretty dense in calories, and that'll usually take me well into the afternoon. So yeah, I typically have that, or I might have like a couple of eggs, and I actually like leafy greens a lot, so I'll just have like a handful of leafy greens. I'll just like chomp on that a little bit, which like everyone thinks I'm a weirdo. I'm just like literally just eating like handfuls of baby kale,
All right,
which I love.
Okay, I prefer the eggs. I'll be honest, I prefer the eggs because it's solid food.
Okay.
Your smoothie, super full of antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals. Awesome, powerhouse. But it's liquid. It's a liquid meal. And here's the problem with liquid meals: they're absorbed very fast.
Right.
In nature, what liquid has calories? None. Just water.
Milk, maybe?
Well,
I guess milk.
Yeah, you got to kind of work for that.
You'd have to suck it out of a cow or a woman.
But let's just say it's not a good idea to regularly drink your meals.
Right.
All right. Our digestive system was evolved to eat solid food.
Chewable
so
stuff.
I want those smoothies to be a once in a while, in between snack.
Okay.
Or I'm rushed. I need to get out of the morning and eat something.
What about after a workout? Is that okay?
That's fantastic.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
Your
But I
body
want your
needs it.
breakfast, first meal of the day, to be solid, high protein, high fat. So eggs, I'd go for it. Eggs and veggies, perfect. I love it.
All right.
Don't skip meals.
Okay.
Drink enough water. Now here's the reason.
How much is enough?
I'm taking a lot because you're going to go through a period where you're going to have to pee every 15 minutes, and that's okay, transition.
Amazing.
The problem is that if your body is retaining water, the best way to get rid of that extra water is to drink.
More water.
Exactly. Your body adapts itself to the stimulus that it's given. If you're not drinking enough, the body's going to say, wait a second, I'm going to hang on to this. And it's exactly the same thing with calories.
Okay.
If you're not eating enough calories to sustain your exercise activity or your daily activities, or it's not regular, it's irregular, you're skipping meals or you're going like this, your body's going to say, I'm not sure where the next meal is going to come from, so I'm just going to hang on to this fat just in case.
Okay.
So trick your mind to thinking there's a stable food supply and calories is not a problem.
Sleep, food, water. Those are the three things we've covered so far. Get enough sleep, make sure you're managing your stress, get enough solid food, and don't skip a meal, and then get enough water. So we've gone that far so far.
Right.
And healthy stuff, obviously.
Obviously, whole foods.
Whole foods, low sugar, I guess, is probably a good idea.
Try to avoid sugar as much as possible. If you have to unwrap it, decant it, get out of a bag, try to skip it. Really stick to the outside of the grocery store.
Okay.
Watch out for those middle aisle things because it's all processed foods.
If it has a list of ingredients, it's probably not ideal.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
Stay closest to the farm or the jungle.
Okay.
Sound good?
Farm or jungle.
All right. At this point, we're going to start the biometrics. I'm actually going to do a live measurement on Marc.
This is happening. Should I take off my sweater hoodie?
We should take off the sweater hoodie.
All right. This is real. This is getting real, guys.
All right. So we're going to methodologically fill this out. For those of you watching at home, you can take your notes, and if you have the proper tools, you can go ahead and figure it out yourself. I'm going to explain how to calculate these, and these are special formulas you can find online.
I'm not nervous at all. It's going to be fine. I'm not stressed at all about this. This is not stressing me out at all.
All right, so if you can remove your shoes, please.
Yeah, shoes off. Very good. You might notice at home that I'm wearing little baby socklets under these. So I'm taking my shoes off to reveal my little socklets. I wear them because I don't want stinky feet in my sneakers. I don't want a stinky sneaker foot. You don't want to get to someone's house and take your shoes off and then it's disgusting. It smells like the inside of a homeless human.
We're in a gym. There's already that smell.
We're in a gym. Well, I mean, it
smells like man juice anyways.
I want to keep it classy. So let's jump up on the old Scale-a-Rooney.
I got you. 181.
181 fully clothed without shoes. So probably closer to 179. But that's okay. Let's say 181. Probably closer to 179. That's okay, man. Can I put my shoes back on?
Yeah, please.
Right,
please do.
I feel really...
please do so.
Please, God, put those shoes back on.
Very...
Sweet Christmas in Baghdad. Put your shoes back on. No, I think it's... no, it's not bad.
It's pretty good.
I've smelt worse. I wash. So yeah, so you have my weight. You know my age, but I like to keep the kids at home guessing.
I got your age.
Guys, by the way, if you want to guess my age, maybe you'll get a prize if you guess it right. Go ahead, toss out the ages in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you can guess right, maybe you'll get a little giveaway. We're going to be doing a lot more of these videos as I move towards my next birthday in the next 6 months. That's right. In 6 months, I'll be 1 year older. Well, 6 months older to be specific. But I'll have an official birthday in December. I won't tell you when. I won't tell you what that birthday is. But note that it is in fact a particularly impressive and important birthday. And you know what? I'm taking this opportunity to get as fit as humanly possible within that time, and Dr. Owen is going to help me do that. Hopefully, we can jump in right now. What's next?
Skin fold calipers. Now, there's many ways to measure percent body fat. The best of the best is called a DEXA scan. It'll actually take a soft tissue X-ray of your body, and you can actually visually see the fat that surrounds your skeleton.
DEXA scan? We're live again. Okay, we lost the feed for a second. Sorry, guys. We're back live again. So that we were talking about the
DEXA underwater weighing.
Okay, DEXA, what is it? DEXA, what is it?
It's a machine that takes your soft body tissues. And it scans you. You can see your skeleton, you can see your muscle, and you can see your fat.
Okay.
And that's a very accurate way.
And there's underwater weighing?
Underwater weighing. I'm talking about ways to measure your percent body fat, from the best, highest quality to those who are more practical, like actually pinching the fat that's underneath the skin.
Cool.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do right now.
And a lot of people who have scales at home.
Are you about to submerge me underwater and weigh me?
I don't have that piece of
Please tell me you're about to put me underwater and weigh me.
That'd be a lot of fun.
My God. I'm so excited.
I'm actually going to pinch you. I like the hands-on approach.
It's like an excerpt from Big Fish. You're gonna pinch me with that thing.
I'm going to pinch the tricep, the bicep, the subscapular, which is the skin right underneath the scapula.
Okay.
I'll show you where that is.
Okay.
And the suprailiac, which is the skin right above the hip bone.
Okay.
All right. You ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm
going to take the right side.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. So here's how I do it. I take the right side. I put my finger on the shoulder joint, the clavicle right here, and the elbow. From there, I take exactly halfway, which is right here. I take the bottom and I ask him to completely relax, not flex his muscles.
Completely relax. Keep in mind,
I shake the fat.
I'm very relaxed. That's why I look so flabby. Normally I'm huge. I'm really jacked normally.
I shake the fat.
It only looks like that because I'm relaxing.
I'm about to pinch.
It only looks like that because I'm really relaxing.
From here, I let go, and it's about an inch into the skin fat. And then tell me how much fat there is, how many millimeters of fat there is under the skin, and there's precisely 10 millimeters.
And I feel
normally I would take this 3 times just to reduce measurement error. So I'm going to say 10 centimeters for tricep.
I'm worried that I'm not fat, but I am fatty, like a duck. You know, like a duck would be.
You don't. Yeah,
I'm worried that I'm not fat, but I'm fatty like a duck.
You're skinny fat.
I'm skinny fat, which is like not a good look, which I really want to work on.
I take the same arm. Exactly where I press the tricep, I go exactly the opposite way. On the bicep, I ask him to completely relax.
I'm relaxed again.
Completely relaxed.
Relaxed again.
I pinch it.
It's not a good look for Marc Boyer.
And we got about 7.5, maybe 8. Let's try that one again. Yeah, I got 7 again. So we're going to go for 7.
Okay, this is happening. This is what happens when you spend your life watching Netflix and eating pad thai, and you're a fat kid, and you're genetically predisposed to being duck-like. Fatty.
Next.
Hi.
I want you to turn your back away from the camera.
Away from the camera?
Away from the camera.
All right.
So I want you to, we have your shirt on here, but you see the scapula here through the t-shirt right here, the bone sticking out right there?
Now this position feels familiar. I'm comfortable with this.
I want to measure right underneath the diagonal, right underneath his scapula here. You can let go. I'm going to pinch right underneath his shoulder blade right here, diagonally. I'm going to take away 1 millimeter to compensate for the t-shirt.
My back fat, my back bacon. He's getting my back bacon there.
So I got 16, so I'm going to use 15 centimeters.
Okay.
Put that subscapular. 15.
I feel like I would make an excellent stew. If you cooked me, I would make an excellent stew.
This is centimeters. Nope, my bad. Millimeters. Otherwise, it would be
centimeters. Yeah. Okay.
Millimeters.
So if those were centimeters, I would be
That's
dead.
A freaking fat.
I'd be dead.
My bad. All right, last one. Just lift up your shirt very tenderly and gingerly. Exactly. Now, here I got to go find the top of your hip bone, which is called your iliac crest.
Oh, I like this.
Right there. I hope you're not.
Oh, the doctor's got a soft touch.
That's the top of his hip bone right there. From there.
The doctor's got a soft touch.
Diagonally from his iliac crest right here.
Oh, Jesus, that hurts.
You're the most uncomfortable person I've ever measured.
Fuck.
10 millimeters.
Is it because I'm talking a lot and being really chatty?
No, it's just because you're kind of liking it a little bit too much.
I do like it. You feel awkward. I like to make you feel awkward. That's my goal. How uncomfortable are you feeling?
I'm always professional.
He's a pro. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of GuyQ Live. It's right here. If you don't know what it is, GuyQ Live. We essentially just got the fat calipers out. They're measuring my body fat percentage and ideally, hopefully, my lean muscle mass, if there is any lean muscle mass. We're going to find out what it takes to get as fit as fuck with the good Dr. Patrick Owen, doctor of nutrition, by the way, and also a hell of a fit individual. I saw him hammer off a couple of dips on the rings there and some pull-ups. Pretty impressive. I'm going to try to get there in the next 6 months. This is the maiden voyage. So don't expect any miracles right now, but hopefully I will be able to, I don't know, flex impressively, or maybe show off some abs. One ab, I don't know. It's pretty doughy over here. I'm not gonna lie to you kids. It's pretty doughy over here.
AskMen.com.
What's that?
AskMen.com/.
Oh, if you guys want to know where to find the GuyQ Q&A form, it's AskMen.com/answers. Go and ask any question your heart desires. And answer also as well. You can answer, you can definitely answer any question that you see. If you see something and you know the answer to it, by all means, please share your knowledge with us. Pour your delicious brain sauce all over those answers. Let us know what's happening in your world. And get your questions and comments ready. We're going to ask Dr. Pat and me if you want. Any questions you want, we'll try to answer them live today. We're going to keep going with the calculations that are happening right here. This is essentially how I'm going to get super fit, assuming I don't give up, like I usually do, and just eat pad thai and cry myself to sleep watching Hell on Wheels, which I've been watching a lot of lately.
Okay. So the next thing I want to know, we're going to talk about the numbers later on. I just calculated your percent body fat. It's on the board, but we're not going to go there yet because I still have some measurements I want to do.
Okay.
I'm going to take your waist.
Okay.
So
keep that camera up there.
When you're measuring your waist,
Don't you look at my chubby love handles.
Around your navel. Now, some people's waist is actually above their navels, especially women. So if you see like the narrowest part of the waist, take the narrowest part of the waist.
Okay.
All right.
So my belly button is right here.
Right there.
So it's like it's here. I feel like this is not going to be a flattering look for me.
Right there. Don't suck it in.
No, just normal.
Let it all
loose.
Completely relax.
Loose. Keep that camera high up there. This is like such a doughy middle. Yeah.
It's done. It's done.
Did we get it?
You got it.
Get my doughiness? So doughy.
Next.
My vanity.
92.
Vanity is on the
We're going to
line,
got 92
guys.
here.
My vanity is on the line, but we're going to fix that.
This baby is centimeters. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Next, hips.
Okay. What do you need?
So hips is around the largest portion of the hips, around the hip bone. So it's around the buttocks.
So where's my...
So I'm actually not going to face directly in front of you.
Here's my ass.
Nor the back of you.
Where am I hip? Oh, right there.
Right there.
I have stuff in my pocket. Hold on. I got.
Okay, and I'm going to squeeze a little bit in order to compensate for the jeans.
But that's not my butt. That's like below my butt.
I'm doing the best I can.
Is that below?
Given all the stuff in your pockets.
That was below my butt. Is that okay?
That's a little okay.
That was mostly thigh.
We got it.
I feel like that's small. No?
That's hips.
That was mostly taint.
We got this. The next thing I want to do is actually measure your arm.
Okay. Which one? Anyone?
The right. The one that I took the skin fold measurements off.
So go for it. Relaxed?
Of course.
Super relaxed.
31. Perfect.
31. Meh, meh.
All right. Now, here's what we got. Okay, so we're ready to go on the board here and try to figure out where you stand and what's going on right here. Your waist-hip ratio, by the way, is 0.91.
Your waist-to-hip ratio is death. It's actually, you shouldn't be alive right now.
We're going to take 0.91. All right, let's start from the top.
This is like a math class. That's why I've never done this. Okay.
All right. So let's start with this.
So from the top,
you weigh 181 pounds.
I weigh 181 pounds. Actually, 179. It's fine. It's fine. 181.
Your body mass index is basically, it's an index that says for your height, you should be weighing between this and this.
Okay.
All right. So anything that's above 25 and below 30 kilograms per meter squares, it puts you in an average weight. So for your height, you're a good weight.
Okay.
But be very, very careful because yes, we don't know where your weight is coming from. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're fat.
Right.
Right? Arnold Schwarzenegger is considered obese or severely morbidly obese
based on his weight.
Based on the body mass index. So you gotta dig deeper and deeper into this, right?
Although
so
now
far,
I'm pretty sure he is a little bit obese. He has put on a little bit. God love him. God love him.
Old,
the man's in his 60s. Give him a break. He does have a little fat on him. That's fine.
All right. So the percent body fat, the way I used was a 4-site skin fold pinch technique.
Yeah.
And I got your triceps, biceps, subscapular, and iliac. And as we can see here, most of your fat is on your back, right? Your core.
I got a fat back, guys. I got a fat back.
Your arms could use a little work as well, and so as your hips.
Jesus.
Now, what I do is I take the sum of this and I look on a chart, and that'll give me for your secret age, your age category, you end up being close to between 19 and 20% body fat.
Okay.
That means that 20% of your body weight is from fat.
Okay.
That translates to around 35 pounds of fat on your body.
Just fat.
Just fat.
So 34.7 pounds of my 181 pounds is pure fat.
Now let me make things clear. We're going to go here on a fat loss journey, not a weight loss journey.
Fat loss journey.
So I don't care about this number.
Right.
I don't care about this number.
Right.
I care about that number the most.
The percentage of body
Exactly. I want to see the pounds going off of this. But at the same time, the rest of you is the difference.
Yeah.
145, 146 pounds
Okay.
of skeletal, muscle, water, everything else.
How accurate is this 19.2%?
It's plus or minus 5% with the skin fold calipers.
Plus or minus 5%?
I've done it
so
on
it could be
close
25%? And
at its max. It really is.
Definitely not 15. It's definitely not 15%.
It's basically user. I've done this over 3,000 people.
Okay.
So for me, it's I've gone
you
pretty
know
good.
You know what you're doing.
I've gone pretty good.
He knows what he's doing.
So I'll say
Right,
for me, I'll say like plus or minus 2% body fat.
Okay.
So I predicted. Remember when you walked in, I said you thought I'm at least half. So I predict about 20.
Yeah.
And I was very, very close. Now the next thing. Okay, we know you're okay.
Yeah.
How is that number? Where does that go? Well, according to the American Council on Exercise, anything between 20 and 24 puts you in the average category.
Okay.
20 fat. If you want to get into an athlete, you need to go a little bit lower than that.
Okay.
So a six-pack starts.
So 20 and 24 is the average category?
Yeah, it's anything below between 20 and 24 is average. So
I'm below. So I'm an athlete category?
Almost.
Am I an athlete? Am I an athlete?
According to the American Council on Exercise,
Dr. Patrick Owen, you say it right now.
You don't need that much in terms of your percent body fat.
Am I in athlete territory?
Close.
Jesus.
Close.
I'm already there. You know what? This is great, guys. All right, we're good. See you guys later.
This doesn't tell the whole story, though.
All right.
20% body fat, you're not going to see your abs. You're going to start seeing your abs around 10 or 12%. And it's only going to be a 4-pack.
Okay.
You really want to see that 6-pack? It's going to be around 8 to 10%.
I don't know that I need a 6-pack.
No,
I just
but I'm
don't
just telling
want the doughy.
Exactly.
Doughiness.
So this doesn't. We're going to try to get this down to 15%. That'd be a great number for you.
I'm into that. I'm into that. I like 15.
All right.
I like 15.
So let's get a calculator here.
Let's do it.
And that's what's 15% of your current body weight.
Let's calculate.
So here's the problem: is that if you're going to lose weight,
while you calculate that, I'm actually going to look on the AskMen website to see what the kids are saying at home. I want your comments. I want your thoughts. I want your ideas. I want your suggestions. If you're throwing shade, I want to see that too because I love that. But let's go on here and see what exactly what is going on with the kids at home. Are they following along? Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go.
So how do you calculate that?
So basically, I take his current percent body fat, and then what we agree on a percent body fat that what he wants to become. So we're saying 15% body fat. So now I take 50% of his current weight. Now that's a good way to start, but that's going to change from week to week because as his weight fluctuates, all right. Remember that this is a percentage of his body weight. So if this fluctuates, this is going to fluctuate as well. But we're working on body composition. So if you're hitting heavy weights and all of a sudden your lean muscle goes up, your weight's going to go up. Say you gain 10 pounds of muscle, but you don't lose fat. This is going to change.
Okay.
All right. It's a little bit complex, and this is why you got to measure percent body fat on a regular basis.
I mean, that's cool. If we can get some muscle mass on here, and all of a sudden I'm 190, but this hasn't changed. Like that's still going to drop because my percentage will be different.
So if you want your goal,
it's how math works.
Let's say goal here is 15% body fat.
Yeah.
Body fat.
Right.
On your current weight, okay, that would bring you need to get 27 pounds of fat. Down from 34, we need to lose 7 pounds.
7
pounds.
At
the minimum.
Okay.
Let's round it up to 10 pounds.
I gotta lose 7 pounds of body fat immediately.
Lose 7 pounds.
Because we want to get down to 15%. So no more. I haven't had pad thai in so long. You know, I guess. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Cheat days. I know a lot of plans I've looked at and have looked to like lose fat, build muscle. It's like okay, eat a lot of lean protein, a lot of vegetable, all that. But you know what? On Sunday or whatever day you choose, go fucking ham. Go like all in on a cheat day and just gorge yourself, get that stuff that you want. That way, for the rest of the week, you can focus on working hard and like not eating the junk. What's your take on cheat days?
I think you need to experiment on cheat days.
Okay.
Or what kind of cheat day.
Okay.
So a lot of the pros will have a massive cheat day, all right, but they're super strict every other day of the week.
Right.
If you have a massive cheat day and then the following day you are bloated, lethargic, fatigued, and you're useless, I would say that's not the strategy for you. A good strategy to like,
beer steamrollers me. Like if I have a bunch of, if I get like, you know, if I tie one on, if I go with the fellas and have a few beer, the next day, it's like drinking bread, like if you're not used to that, and I just feel disgusting after. And I love beer, I really do enjoy it, but like, it just kills me. So I hear what you're saying, like the next day you pay
have to
for
assess it. You have to pay for it, and you have to
it.
assess for it. So what I prefer is having cheat meals throughout the week.
Right.
If you're not entering a bodybuilding competition anytime soon, all you want to do is maximize, optimize
Maybe in 6
what
months.
God gave you.
Maybe in December.
Right? Okay, so you can basically 85% of the time of your meals need to be spot on clean.
Okay.
And the rest of it, go ahead and cheat a little bit.
80%
Have
clean.
your pizza one meal, have your chicken wings the other meal. It's fine.
So that works out to like 3 meals, 3 cheat meals a week?
4 meals a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say 3 cheat meals a week. I can either do them all in one day, or I could do like Monday I have a cheat meal, or if someone invites me out, I can enjoy it, whatever. So 3 meals okay.
Now I have to warn you, can I swear on this thing?
Yeah, sure.
The F it?
Fuck, piss, ass, balls. I just did, like it's fine.
Humans have what we call the fuck it factor.
Okay.
All right, here's a scenario. You and I go for ice cream,
Yep.
right? I feel guilty,
Yep.
so I'm going to say I'm going to eat meal.
Yep.
Most likely, what we're going to do is, today is fucked anyways.
And I
We
feel guilty
already
for
messed
your guilt,
up.
so I eat as
Whatever.
well.
We're saying, today's down the drain. We're not going to compensate the next meal. We're actually going to go worse and worse and worse because this day is down the toilet.
You say fuck it.
You press the fuck it button for the rest of the day and you say, Monday I'm going to start again.
Nothing else matters. I may as well go
That's
all
the
in.
problem with
Right.
certain cheat meals. So that's the thing. Is if you are that fuck it kind of personality, you gotta watch out.
Yeah.
So it depends. Am I for it? I'm against it. It really is up to you. If it keeps you sane, any diet should not drive you crazy. You should not feel deprived. You should never go hungry. It should be full of good foods. But some of your favorite foods, obviously, you're gonna have to cut down a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I have a birthmark that says, it literally reads 0 Fs given. So yeah, I am kind of that fucking personality. But I hear what you're saying. If you can like cheat a little bit and then bring it back and be like, okay, I did that, fine, but now I'm back on track. And
if you can't do that, go for it.
Okay.
Right?
Cheat wisely.
So now we're here at a very important thing.
Okay.
We found out.
Behind me. Why are you behind me?
We found out that for your height, you weigh on average. We found out the amount of fat that you have is for an average guy.
Okay.
Now, my next question is...
Average in every way.
The next question I want to ask is, where is that fat?
Yeah.
Because you can have fat anywhere in the body, but around the abdomen is the one that's highly associated with risk of cardiovascular disease, obesity-related chronic diseases. All the bad stuff happens there.
It's mostly in my stomach and one testicle.
Exactly.
Sure. I have one large, I don't.
And this is where waist circumference, now for men, anything that's below 101 centimeters is a low risk. You're at 92, so your waist, you have very low risk of developing heart disease.
I have low risk for heart disease?
Yes.
Score.
Now, hold on a second.
Because Grandpa died of a massive heart attack, and I'm not kidding. That's good news.
Now, hold on. But the waist circumference doesn't say the whole thing, because what if you're a giant? Like, what if you're 7 feet tall and you just have a naturally large waist?
Right, you're like a big dude.
So it doesn't give you the full information. So the next thing the next index is called the waist-hip ratio.
You need a reference point.
Obviously, you don't want a waist that's bigger than your hips.
No.
For guys, a waist-hip ratio that's below 0.9 is low risk. Here we see that you're shaped a little bit like a refrigerator. Not that bad. So what I do as an expert is I assess between the two of these and looking at you, and I'm saying, all right, not that bad. Actually, it's pretty low risk.
Okay.
But
still could be better.
Yeah.
Could be better.
You can afford to lose.
What should this be? Like if this stays the same?
Below 0.9.
Below 0.9.
Yeah.
So even if it's like 0.89.
Either get bigger hips or a smaller waist. Your choice.
I think I want smaller waist.
Good choice.
That's if I had to choose. I don't want those birthing hips.
All right, so the next thing we have
I'm going to hang myself tonight. This is fine. This is perfect. Death will solve everything. So we want to lower that. What's the best way to lower that hip ratio? Just like lose fat? Is that?
Yeah, so here's the thing with this is a very metabolically active area in men and most postmenopausal women. We're stuck in the same group, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. We start getting right around here.
You're really taking swings at the old ego there. Owen, you're taking some serious swings
you
at
have
the
the
ego.
body of a postmenopausal woman.
I knew that.
Here's the trick, guys. You can hit the gym so hard, but around here, this is all hormonal. And the two main hormones are cortisol and insulin.
Right.
After that is thyroid. And at the top of that still has an effect, is your sex hormones, your testosterone, your estrogen. Right? So these things, but first let's work with cortisol and insulin. Cortisol is sleep and stress management. So if you don't have that under control, your cortisol is going to keep putting fat around your abdomen. All right, so this is why it's so important.
So stress creates cortisol. Cortisol is a hormone that is produced when your body is stressed, and that automatically adds fat to your middle section.
So what happens is that the stress response is a fight or flight physiological response. In order to have action, you need energy. The body responds to that immediate demand for energy by releasing fat, triglycerides, from parts of your body, everywhere in your body, anywhere in the body, because fat's everywhere, into your bloodstream. But the problem is, you're not fighting or flighting, you're sitting in traffic, fuming. You are
so much road
working
rage.
On that deadline.
So much road rage. Yeah, so much road
working
rage.
on that deadline, you are not moving. So your primitive body who's thinking, we're not moving, so I'm going to get rid of these triglycerides, and it doesn't bring it back to where it took it from. It freaking redeposits it right around.
Son of a beast.
That's the problem.
Let me give you, for instance, let's assume for a second that you're the type of person who's a little bit neurotic, a little bit anxious, a bit of a thinker, an over-analytical type, who is prone to anxiety. What do you do? Is there something to manage that? Yoga? Is yoga the answer? Is meditation the answer? Are horse tranquilizers the answer? If your mind has one of those no stop buttons?
There's a lot of ways to figure out ways to manage your stress. Yoga stresses me out. It might calm you.
I like it.
But I think one of the things is that you really have the perceived stress. Because when there's no actual stress, there's no thing, this perceived stress has the same physiological response as actual stress. So if you perceive a situation as stressful, you're going to be stressed. So if you change your perception on things, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't let people mess up your zen. You know? You have control over you, your emotions, and the situation. If it's out of your control, accept it. If you can't control it, go for it. But try to really change your perception of the things around you. We are back several generations ago, we had very, very basic stresses. Food supply, safety, shelter, family safety. Now we have stresses facing us from every single. There are people who are so stressed out about getting enough Instagram likes. They literally stress themselves so much.
Social media is such a big, important part for people who work in social media.
Yes.
Fuck. One way I think to manage my zen is to not have an athletic man measure my every nook and cranny. I mean, that's one way I would imagine. But we're going to do this.
I love to feel threatened.
I know. It's not hard. You're built like a brick shithouse.
No.
So listen, this is great. This is going to help me. This whole process is this whole mathematical mishigas is we're going to figure it out. We're going to lower my body fat by 7 pounds. I want to take some questions if we can from...
Questions are a good idea right now.
Yeah, I want to take some questions and comments from the kids at home. It's going crazy right now. We have a lot of people, a lot of eyes on us right now. Tons of people coming in. Slicky Ricky says, drink at least 7 gallons of Pepsi every day to get extra healthy. Wrong.
False.
Slicky Ricky, you trolling SOB. You trolling SOB. You ne'er do well. Greg Montreal is watching, and Dennis Reiner watching. Hey, Gregors. Hey, Dennis. Thanks for sticking by. Let's see here. You should really do a shirt off 6 months before and after. Ben Luby says that. I agree, 110%. You know what? I will show you my before. I'm going to take pictures every day. And in 6 months, I will show you my after. But I'm only going to show you my before once I can show you my after. Because I don't want to be like, this happened, and then have nothing to show for it. There has to be the reveal where you have both of them. That way my ego remains moderately intact.
So you have to balance ego and accountability. I love the fact that these guys want to say, we're going to keep track of you.
Okay, this is interesting. Yeah. Accountability is really important. And
Very
that comes
important.
to Travis Davidson says, tracking calories in versus calories out is also key. I kept a record of everything I ate for 2 weeks, was very surprised at how off I was. So I guess he was calculating stuff in his mind.
Who asked that question?
That was Travis Davidson.
Now, Travis has a really good point, but he's really serious about his caloric intake. For the average Joe, this is a huge habit to take up, and it's very frustrating. Keeping a food diary and calculating your calories has been shown to be very effective, but a very impractical thing to do. It's very time consuming, right? So for those who are really serious about getting in shape, go for it. Weigh your food. I'm all for it. But it's a good idea to eyeball your food. So instead of, I work with calories to measure your macronutrients, right? So we're going to measure your basic metabolic rate plus your physical activity times that, and then we kind of figure out what caloric needs you take.
So now, we're really going to know everything in and out. Like we're going to know everything.
So that's my job to calculate the calories that you need, but not in the calories, because it's way more than calories. I could feed you Oreo cookies and still get you to 1,500 calories a day. So it has to come from whole foods.
Right.
And it has to come from a higher protein, so I'm going to up your protein. Usually it's around 1 gram per kilogram body weight.
Okay.
I'm going to bring it up to 1.5.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to speed up fat loss as well.
1.5 kilograms of protein.
Whoa, grams.
Grams.
Whoa.
Kilograms. I'm going to eat a baby tiger every
3
day.
unicorns per meal.
Yeah. I'm going to eat a live white Bengal tiger every morning for breakfast, and I'm going to get super ripped.
Now, and here's the thing is that I don't want you to go crazy and stress out over it, but I want you to start eyeballing your portions,
Okay.
right? So here's a good rule of thumb. You're going to use your hand and your thumbs in order to measure your portions.
Okay.
Every meal is not complete
Portion control.
without protein. So how much protein do I want? Each palm is about 4 to 6 ounces.
Right.
I want you to have double palms. 2 palms of meat
I have to
per meal. Want to hold this?
hold that. So double palms, what does that mean? So like
All right, so you cut off your fingers, you cut off your thumbs, you cut off your wrist, and that's the portion of meat
that's
that
the chunk
I
of
want
meat.
you to eat.
That's the chunk of meat.
And the beautiful thing is that our hands are usually proportional to the rest of our body,
I eat hunks of salmon like that. I like salmon.
and then that's a good proportion to have.
And nuts.
Now you're looking at about
And
an
berries.
8 ounce,
Like
8
a
to
bear.
10 ounce piece of protein right there.
Okay.
All right, so you're looking at your hand, you're looking at about 5, 6, 7 ounces.
Okay.
Ish. All right. Eyeball it.
Got
How
it.
much carbs do you want and when to time it? I want your carbs to be mostly in the morning. I don't want low carbs.
Right.
Because I don't want you to go crazy and
Right.
avoid it. But I want you to choose your carbs, which is
Why?
going to be root vegetables. So try to stay away from cereals, from bread, from wheat-based products, from pasta.
I'm going to interrupt you for just a second because this came in. Justin Retchery. Justin, I'm sorry for pronouncing your last name wrong. Justin says, "What happens if I have small hands yet I'm a big guy?"
You're going to eat a lot less than you need to.
I guess you're gonna eat less than you need to. If you have small hands,
Double it. Like I said, it's an eyeball, so take first your 2 palms and then add a little bit more. Or include the knuckles.
Slicky Ricky, bridging is like building the path to fame and muscles and attention and heart problems. I don't know what that means. So I want to do one more. Let's see here. Lose the beard and quit reiterating what the pro is trying to explain. Stop talking and listen. Mark aggravates me. I'm sorry, Paul. Paul Kruger, aggravated by Mark. Sorry, buddy. Get your own show, though, and you can talk as much as you want to people. I am trying to listen to the good Dr. Patrick Owen. We thank you for watching. That's the long and short of it. What's next? Like we have diet, we have protein.
You want to find out what's next?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Talk a little bit to the camera. I'm going to calculate your basal metabolic rate.
He's going to calculate some things right now. Dr. Patrick Owen is going to work on my whole breakdown, my body fat percentage, my actual lean muscle mass, my waist to hip circumference ratio, all that stuff. All stuff that I need to know in order to get as fit as fuck. That's what this episode is about. If you have questions about getting as fit as fuck, if you have any ideas or suggestions, comments, diet stuff that has worked for you, stuff that hasn't worked for you, watch out, don't fall backwards on the weight bench. We're in a kind of a torture chamber here. Let us know. Let us know what you need to know. If you have more questions, you got a licensed professional right there, okay? He's a doctor of nutrition. He does this for a living. He knows exactly what he's doing. Look at the muscular nature of that back. Let that alone motivate you to ask this fellow some questions. I'm essentially using myself as a guinea pig. We're gonna take 6 months. I'm gonna see how far I can get to lower that body fat percentage, which I think is surprisingly low. I thought it was gonna be like at least 33%. I thought it was a third fat for sure. Not the case. I'm only like, I don't know, what's 19%? 1/5? It's exciting. He's doing some serious calculations right here. So he's telling me what I need to eat. Basal metabolic rate, 1,860 calories. Physical activity factor, 1.2. Energy requirements, 2,700. Fat loss, 50%, 2,500 calories. Protein, 263 grams a day. This is crazy.
Are we going here?
Fat, 73 grams a day. And then carbs, 246.
Actually, that's not right. Hold on a second. I don't like that at all. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. 263 is good. I'm going to call that 58 grams per day. And I'm going to bring carbs down to 65 grams per day. All right, so Your basal metabolic rate is basically the calories you need just to stay alive. You're not
Right.
doing anything, you're laying down, just breathing, metabolizing everything.
This is just to survive.
Just to survive.
Given my makeup.
Exactly.
Okay.
And here's the, I just want to make clear, in science it's actually a kilocalorie, but we're just using calories. It's
Okay.
interchangeable in parlance, but in science we actually use kilocalories.
Cool.
And since I'm a science nerd,
You are a science
I'm sticking with the real units.
Thank God you're a science nerd. This is what's going to help.
Now
us.
here's the thing that's very, very valuable. Physical activity factor is you times this by the amount of physical activity you do. And these are set standards. Now 1.2 I consider sedentary.
Yep.
Let's just assume that you don't do much during the day. And this is going to go progressively
Daily,
up
yes.
to 1.7 for those who are elite athletes.
Okay.
All right. But here's the thing. As a nutrition guy, I like to underestimate rather than overestimate.
Right.
Right. So I'm going to make a meal plan assuming that you're not training. If you are training, I would say eat a little bit more.
I'm doing, I'll tell you,
Carbs.
should I tell you what I'm doing right now?
Sure.
I do 3 runs a week, and I probably do like,
Long distance, steady state runs?
yeah,
This is not the most effective fat loss method, my friend.
But I also I have been doing, in recent months, high intensity interval training.
I like that a lot
Sprints.
better.
I'm
I
doing
love
sprints
that.
because I read about that. Well, actually, you told us about
I
it.
told you about that?
You told us about
I
it.
wrote about that?
I've been doing high intensity interval training, which I find a little bit tough because I do have 2 injuries that I have to work. I have a back thing and I have an elbow thing. That's something I have to keep in mind.
Yeah.
And injuries and mental state are really important. So guys, make sure if you're going to do any kind of exercise workout, talk to a healthcare professional or ask us questions. Maybe we can at least put you on the right track. Super important. All that stuff can really sideline your goals and your workouts. But yeah, so I'll do a run 3 times a week. 1 or 2 of those will involve sprints. I'll sprint up steps.
Steps are amazing,
Yeah.
sprints as well,
Yeah.
but I also want you to start resistance exercises as well, at least 3 times a week.
What about
You can-
chin-ups, dips, push-ups?
Yes. Body weight's
Do a bit of that.
fantastic. That's good. You can do it in a park. You really want to up the ante? Start lifting heavy weights.
Okay.
That's really going to boost up testosterone and hypertrophy, which means increased muscle mass.
Okay.
You want to start getting definition, you're going to have to start adding stimulus to your muscle.
Okay.
We can talk about putting on muscle,
weight.
but you have to prioritize here. We're going to focus on your fat loss first, right?
Fat loss. You just mentioned fat loss. I have an important question that came in.
Yes.
Ben Luby says, does it get harder to lose fat the lower you go? Is it harder to go from 12 to 8% than, let's say, 20 to 15%, or do you just keep applying the same principles?
You always have to tweak. When you're getting down, the more fat you get to lose, the faster you're going to lose it, right? So you don't have that much fat. So I suppose maybe losing 1 to 2 pounds a week is
Right.
actually a safe way to go about it.
Okay.
But if you were a 350-pound man, I would not be surprised if you changed your diet
Yeah.
and you would lose up to 12 pounds.
Like in a week?
Like in a week.
Yeah.
Your body wants to get rid of that extra poundage
Right.
as much as possible.
Right.
But when you're getting down to I want to lose that last 5 stubborn pounds, you got to start tweaking. You're going to start maybe exercising on a fasted state, going for runs on a fasted state,
Okay.
intermittent fasting. It's really different for everybody. You just got to try to figure out what's going on. Carb cycling, there's a lot of tricks out there in order to fool your body to get rid of that stubborn fat.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And this is why coming back and reassessing yourself is so important, because if something's not working for you, you need to tweak it all the time. Your life changes and your nutrition has to change as well.
So on that subject, when you say you need to tweak it all the time, is this kind of constant measuring, that kind of like remaining accountable, remaining on point for like at every stage, let's say every month or so, that's super important, right? Because if you don't know this on a monthly basis, let's say, like if I come back in a month, these numbers are going to be different, ideally. Right?
Ideally, and I'm going to track it.
And then we'll do it again.
And you make a nice graph.
Yeah.
And what's more motivating than seeing a line going down that graph?
Right.
You're saying like, I don't feel different, but all my measurements are good.
But it's all good.
But I'm going to tell you are going to feel different. That's the
Okay.
very first thing. You're going to feel different.
Okay.
You're going to look different.
Interesting question that came in. I want to, from Rob Venters Jr. Thanks, Rob, for writing in. Appreciate your views. He asks, protein drinks or creatine, what's more effective?
Protein drinks. And really, listen, I think you need to deserve to take creatine. If you're lifting heavy on a regular basis, and I'm saying like more than 3 days a week, go ahead and take creatine. The science behind creatine is pretty good. But you need to kind of deserve it. Don't take creatine and like you're going to do like body weight exercises and whatever. Creatine really is for hypertrophy in order to get that last one more rep. For endurance sports, it's a little different. There is some benefits to that as well. But I think it's mostly used for people who are in weightlifting and body training. Protein powder is a convenient protein source. I like it simply because it's easier than carrying a chicken breast in my pocket.
It certainly is.
And it's tasty. So if ever I have a sweet tooth and I really want something sweet, a flavored protein drink is good.
Okay.
We can get into the complexities of proteins because there's a lot of supplements out there, and a lot of them are crap.
Okay.
So obviously, as a client, I'm going to tell you some of my favorite, what to look for in a protein brand, unless the viewers want to hear that right now, what my recommendations are.
Well, I want to get to that in a second, but I have one question that keeps coming in, is that what's more effective for this kind of like weight loss or burning fat? Is it the cardio that you need to focus on, like the high intensity interval training, or is it the weightlifting, or a combination of both? What's your best approach?
The combination of both.
Okay.
Here's the thing. The high intensity interval training is going to burn fat, but compare that to steady state long distance cardio.
Yeah.
You're going to be burning fat in both stages, right? But what happens is that the next meal you're going to take is going to go replenishing your fat if you went for a long distance run, but if you had that interval, it's going to go replenishing towards your glycogen. Now, biochemistry reminder, glycogen is a form of energy storage in your muscle for that muscle, whereas fat is a very effective form of energy storage all over your body. So the fat here can go towards exercising the muscle here. Yeah. But glycogen stores empty up pretty fast, but they need power, speed, plyometrics. Okay. So this is where weight training and high intensity sprints will open up, completely deplete you of glycogen.
And you want that?
That means you want that because your next meal is going to go towards replenishing your glycogen stores. And after that is what we call a spillover effect. Any calories not used to replenish your glycogen stores then goes towards going towards your fat stores. Okay. But what if you don't hit your glycogen? You're going for a nice, easy, steady run, up to 4 hours, whatever, you hardly touch your glycogen stores because you're in an aerobic state the entire time. Right. You're burning fat, right? Yay. So if you keep doing that, your body's going to say, well, the activity I'm doing is it's using fat as my primary energy source, then I'm going to keep hanging on to that fat. And this works for a certain degree, for a certain amount of time, but once you start getting adapted, you're not going to see any benefits whatsoever. Okay. On the flip side, resistance training is going to increase your lean muscle mass, which is a very metabolically expensive tissue. Once you start starving yourself, you're not going to lose fat, you're going to lose muscle because it's the short change in your pocket and not your long-term savings account. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right. So the more muscle mass that you have, the more calories that you're going to burn at rest throughout the day. Got it. Right? Got it. So it's a double whammy. Okay. You're hitting it from the loss, you're hitting it from the gain, and after that should answer your question. Okay, let me ask you a quick question for that. People are talking about creatine. You're talking about before a little bit when you and I spoke earlier. You prefer solid food to protein, to smoothies, right? Yes. Solid food. Your body is meant to do solid food. Yes. Someone is saying if you want creatine, get it from meat. There's creatine in meat. There's creatine in red meat, as far as I can see. So yeah, get it from meat if you can. Some people out there are vegetarians. Can you suggest things for them, like if they want to get that protein, if they want to get that intake? We're back. So the question is, a good protein source for vegetarians. Yeah. Well, here's the main source: animal source and vegetable source proteins. The missing amino acids are BCAAs, branched chain amino acids. Okay. And of those, there's 3 of them, and of those, leucine is probably the most important for muscle repair, muscle maintenance, and muscle growth. Plants, because they don't have muscles, are just not very high in leucine, valine, and isoleucine. Yeah. So I would recommend, if you're a serious lifter and you're a vegetarian, it would be a good idea to supplement with extra BCAAs. Okay. I know that there's a lot of vegetarian-based protein powders that use sources from multiple plants, which is always a good idea. Not from a single plant, but multiple plants with added BCAAs. Right. That's what I recommend for vegetarians. Okay. Is there a specific protein powder that you like to? I've been doing whey protein isolate, I guess, which is probably. That's good. That's a good midline. That's really good. Is there a better one than that? Like, here's what I recommend. 1, I don't like blends. I don't like the gimmicks. I want my stuff pure, classic, 100% whey and nothing else. Okay. Right? No gimmicks, no bells. Yeah. That's what. Now, from whey, all protein is made of long chains of amino acids. Right. Now, these long chains of amino acids get tied up in all knots, and your digestive enzymes is going to attack the outside. Okay. So the longer the chain, the more messy it comes in. Okay. And a lot of it's going to go undigested. Okay. All right. So the shorter chain, most of it is going to be digested. Gotcha. So from the worst to the best is concentrates, slow digesting, but a lot of it is going to be undigested. So what's going to happen? You're going to start feeling bloated, and I hate concentrates because I start farting at the bottom of my squats. I feel bloated. I feel horrible. He admitted it live. Yeah. It's real. Yeah,
It happens.
I've tried it all.
Yeah,
it didn't work for me. If
We've
you're
all
happy
been
with
there.
concentrates,
Amen.
but that's the cheapest form of protein. And if you're just starting out, try it out. It's so
So
digestible.
what are the proteins that you should be like? So
Isolates is good. It's a mid-chain protein. And you're gonna absorb up to 80 to 85% of it.
Isolate.
The best of the best is hydrosylates, hydrolyzed whey, and
Okay.
this is what they give coma patients in order to maintain muscle mass.
Okay.
So if you don't do any changes in your life, and I start feeding you hydrolyzed whey, your muscle mass is going to start going up a little bit.
Really?
It's the most expensive, it's the highest quality, but it's the one that I recommend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very,
you need
very
less of it because almost all of it, like up to 98% of it is absorbed.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I recommend.
All right, let's take a few more questions. Okay, Slicky Ricky says one other thing. He says, stay motivated and try to stick to your weekly routine as hard as possible. Slicky Ricky, thanks for your comments. You were like firing a ton of them at us. Great.
I'll say to Slicky Ricky, even one day at a time. A lot of people are feeling like, I got to lose this by next month. You got to figure out day by day. And if you know that tomorrow you have a day full of meetings, plan ahead. Prep your meals. Put them in Tupperware containers.
Meal prep.
You're going to think about, you gotta really prepare for the day ahead.
Okay.
So if you make the day, congratulate yourself, and you prepare for the next day. Just take it day by day.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Guys, I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks once again to Dr. Patrick Owen.
My pleasure. I got a lot of work to do because I got to make his meal plans. Now I know how many grams of protein and fat and carbs he needs per day. I need to divide that for the number of meals that he specifically eats, but I'm going to make sure that he don't skip meals. And then I'm going to go and include foods that he likes, the healthy ones, of course.
Yep.
And that's going to be his personalized meal plan over the next 7 days.
It sounds good, man. It sounds good. I'm excited. We're gonna keep coming back every month or so.
Yeah.
Check in on me. We're gonna revamp this every month and see how well I'm doing. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for yet another episode of GuyQ Live. Please come back next week. On Monday, we're gonna talk about manscaping and what women really look for when it comes to manscaping. We'll give you the lowdown. We'll talk to actual women too. We're gonna talk on Wednesday to Dr. Emily Morse about how to perform oral sex properly, the real way. So you're going to want to tune in for that. And then on Friday, we're probably going to talk about something that has to do with genitals, I would assume. So tune in for that. That's on Freaky Friday. That's it. Good day. Enjoy your weekend.
Good luck, guys.
GuyQ Live high five.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
We'll see you next week, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Stick to your goals.
Wish me luck. Should I start doing push-ups like right now?
Yeah, let's just chop it. Give me 45.
God damn it.
Keep your elbows in, man. Elbows in. Touch your chest to the ground.
Peace.